Out of Left Field is brought to you in part by Coordinated Health, Hazleton Campus. Welcome to the Out of Left Field Holiday Special. I'm Ken Cara, and do I have a gift for you? A number of streaming services have some great original movies, and I wanted to give them a run for their money. I'm offering you 6 movies in 8 minutes, complete with the entire theater experience, even those little full screens with information and trivia they show before the movie. Plus, the stars of our feature presentation are members of the Penn State Hazleton women's soccer team. Enjoy, and take that, Disney Plus. So I can't make it to every game and get a ton of highlights, and that usually makes me sad, especially with the Penn State Hazleton women's soccer team. We were talking about just how talented you guys are and how many beautiful plays there were. So I was thinking, how can I possibly experience the magic that was Penn State women's soccer over the past 4 years with a bunch of the seniors here and some other sophomores who are graduating or moving on to Penn State out in University Park. And I thought, what if we recreated some of the best moments, some of the best plays of all time? And I think, I'm a big theater fan. You think this is a group who could pull this off?
I don't know. We'll find out, won't we?
I'm Bree Fetterman, and this is my favorite moment. Okay, it was a rainy day. Dark, cold October, and we were playing Brandywine. We were losing like 11-0, and this girl had the ball on the other team, and she was playing with it, and I went to go kick the ball out from her, and I like looked up, and she punched me right in the throat, and I guess she was trying to punch me in the face, bad aim. And then I looked at her, and I like turned myself away, and then I was like, somebody hold me back, this lady's off her rocker. The ref gave me a yellow card because I said that. And she got a red card for punching me in the throat.
My name is Megan Principe, and this is my favorite memory. So Emma gets the ball in the championship game and then crosses up some Brandywine defenders and then scores. I ran up and hugged her. I looked back, I did fall though. I didn't fall. So this is my favorite memory because this is the first time in a few years in the PSUAC that one of the PSUAC teams was actually beating Brandywine at any point in a game.
My name's Katie Olszewski, and this is one of my favorite memories from this past season. We were playing a non-conference game here at our home field, and Emma played me this ball. And basically, it went into the goal. It was in the first 3 minutes of the game, and little did I know, after the fact, we had a friend visiting from U Park, and he had made a bet that if I scored within the first 3 minutes, I would get $20, and I still haven't seen a penny of that.
So he was going to give you the $20?
He was supposed to.
My name's Ariel Rollins, and this is my favorite memory. So I'm dribbling up the field like this, and I get ready to cross it to Katie, right there. And I hit it, and it goes beautiful upper 90 shot goal.
Is that the best goal you think you had in your career?
No,
No?
it was just the first
really
one.
Pretty? That was your
Yeah,
first goal?
the first goal, yeah.
So I'm Lauren, and this may not be my favorite memory, but it's definitely a memory that I'll never forget. So we're on an overnight, we're on our way out to Beaver, and we get a flat tire. So we have to wait to get our new tire. We finally make it out to Beaver. We play a game. We're with the boys team. One of our players had to go to the hospital. And then we have a game on Sunday. So with this game on Sunday, I had a hat trick. So, 1 goal, yay, 2 goals, yay, 3 goals. Oh God, all right. So we get back on the bus, drive to the boys' game about 40 minutes away. We come to realize that one of their players, again, has to make a trip to the emergency room, so we have to wait for them. And we finally get back on the bus. We're on our way home. Keep in mind, Beaver is like a 5-hour bus trip. We get another flat tire. And we didn't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning. And I had an 8 a.m. and that's something I'll never forget.
So I'm Emma Wiley, and this is my favorite memory from this past season. We were having a home game against Brandywine. We were down 1-0, and I was making my way down the field. I didn't really have anybody else with me. I had 2 defenders on me, and we were at the corner of the 18. I was getting pushed around, and I was trying to get a shot off. So I eventually was able to kick the ball past the goalie while falling down, and the ball went in, and it was a tie game.
To think that we would end up where we did because we were changing coaches every single year, so there was really no consistency there, and we all kind of had to grow together. We all came from different areas and different skill levels, but it's kind of awesome that we did come this far with the inconsistency in coaching, but overall we're just really proud of it. I don't think anybody expected it because we're kind of all so different, but we ended up just meshing together and it worked for us.
I would say it was really life-changing. Like, these are all like my absolute best friends. Like, we're basically just a big group of sisters, and like to go this far with this team was just like amazing. Like, I really could not be more thankful. Like, I'm honestly getting a little emotional. I could not be like more thankful for this group of girls, and then on top of that, to have like all of this talent on one team.
Coming up next, we hit the friendly skies with a local competitive skydiver. Out of Left Field is brought to you in part by Coordinated Health, Hazleton Campus. Welcome back to Left Field, and thanks for watching. Last segment, I challenged Disney Plus, and now I'm going to praise the Walt Disney Corporation. The feel of this next story, including the music, was inspired by the Disney ride Soarin'. It's a ride that makes you feel like you're flying. It's magical. But here's the really cool thing about this story. Gerry Donadi doesn't need Imagineers or magic to make him fly. Take a breath. Count to 3. Let go.
Free flying is different from the traditional means of skydiving you would think of as belly flying, like when you would go on a tandem skydive. Free flying is when you change your body orientation so that your head is falling towards the earth, or you sit up in a sit fly, it's called, which is where your feet are pointed towards the earth. And what happens is the fall rates become much greater, the speeds get higher, and it opens up a whole new world of, you put your body on another axis now, and now you can do so much more in the sky.
Welcome to the world of competitive skydiving with its breathtaking views, high speeds, and constant movement. The person recording this video is Gerry Donadi, a competitive skydiver from our area. This was his first year as a videographer for Team Why Not. They took gold in the intermediate division at this year's United States Parachute Association Nationals. Okay, if you're sitting at a bar next to Donadi and you just found out all of this information about him, what would you say? I'm going to bet 70% of you would say you're insane, and 29% of you would say that's so cool and amazing, but you're insane, and 1% would say sign me up. So hear Donadi out. This isn't crazy, but it is extreme, and it's a sport he's fallen in love with.
Most people, the first thing they say is you're crazy, and I can't believe you would do something like that. And then you get into the specifics of the sport and you kind of start talking to them one-on-one about it, and then it doesn't become so crazy anymore. And then after you talk about, I could talk about it for hours on end, and at the end of a conversation it'll be like, people, they start to get it, it's like, oh, okay, I understand why you do that, I understand that it's safe, I understand that there's all these different aspects to the sport.
Now that we got all of that out of the way, let's learn more about Donadi and his sport.
This story goes back to July of 1998. I was in the Army and I went to the U.S. Army Airborne School down at Fort Benning, Georgia. And came back from that and had a couple friends that were skydivers. And they suggested, you've jumped out of airplanes once or twice already, it's time for you to do it from a height greater than like 1,500 feet, which is where typical military operations occur from.
Gerry Donadi trained in Florida and got hooked to being hooked up to a parachute. Over a decade later, he's jumping as much as possible, and when he and Team Why Not can't get up in a plane, I asked Donadi if he was always a thrill seeker, and he told me not really, and followed that up by sharing that he used to race motorcycles. Now, I would call that an extreme sport, but I'll leave that open to your interpretation. Let's get back to the sky.
When we're taking off out here and you fly over Interstate 80 and you see the traffic jams, and the plane just flies over it like it's nothing, and you're climbing up to altitude and you have the sun, beautiful sun off, off to the east or west, and the happy puffy clouds, everywhere. It really does give you a better appreciation for everything. You tend to take it in. You take in the view more, and that's kind of part of the reason why I like going up all the time. Is just it's beautiful.
Donadi's push to learn more and more about skydiving and to get better and better at it got him noticed by a team in the skydiving community. He became Team Why Not's videographer in 2019, and it's a very important role in competitive skydiving.
The job of the videographer is to get the shot during competition. So I climb out of the aircraft, and the routine for a nationals jump is that you have 45 seconds of working time to get this skydive in. So as soon as my hand leaves the aircraft, the timer starts. And we run through the skydive. Once the 45 seconds is over, or we get to our predetermined altitude that we're going to break apart, everybody breaks off, deploys their parachutes, and we land. So when we land, I immediately go into an office room, I take the SD card out of my camera, and I download it to a server, which the judges then look at. One of the things I have to do is I have to know the jump just as well as the four-person group jumping out, because I have to be able to get the shot. Every jump that you do at nationals is predetermined by the judges. They tell you you have to do 3 maneuvers or 4 maneuvers, and you have to do them in this order, and you have to dock or grab each other's hands in this way, and it's very specific. The job of the videographer is to get those docks.
During this interview, I was on the ground with my camera on a tripod. During jumps, Donadi straps 2 GoPros to his head while he's falling head first at around 180 miles per hour toward the earth. If he misses a dock, his team gets docked points. The gold medal proves he is pretty good at his job, but like anything, he says there was a bit of a learning curve. As you can see, a lot goes into this, and even the slightest misstep— wait, is that the right word when you're not working on the ground? Scrap that. As you can see, a lot goes into this, and one wrong move can be very costly.
Flying straight head down, like without movement, without carving across the sky, or you may be back, what we call backsliding or moving, and you don't even know it. So it's always nice to have a frame of reference or something else to look at to make sure that you're falling straight down. And for us, it's each other. So when I leave the airplane, I immediately know if I'm moving. If I have my foot bent the wrong way and the air's hitting my foot the wrong way, it'll induce a spin or it'll induce movement. So I have to be really careful about my body position. And based on my reference to the group, I know exactly what's happening. So if they're moving away from me, then I need to change my body position to get to them and then stop.
Donadi wants people to get excited about the sport and realize it's safer than they may think. With that said, competitive skydiving is still an extreme sport not to be taken lightly.
There's always fear. Fear is what forces me to practice my emergency procedures. Fear is what makes us rehearse every single jump. Fear is what makes us talk about how we're going to get on the airplane, how we're going to get out of the airplane. We talk about when we're going to break apart, what altitude. We even talk about our landing patterns for our parachutes. I mean, that little bit of fear forces you to always, mitigate risk, I guess you could say. There's a lot of risk in the sport, but you mitigate those risks and you lower your level of fear by talking to other people and making, mentally preparing for each skydive.
At the end of the day, the rewards outweigh the risks for Donadi.
The sport really changed my life, and you think about it often, your mind just always gravitates back towards the sky, and falling through it, and the feeling of freedom you get doing it, the rush of the wind, the rush of the adrenaline, there's so many parts to it that put you on a level of stoke,
We'll be right back with a round of Know Your Teammate featuring the MMI Girls Volleyball team. Out of Left Field is brought to you in part by Coordinated Health, Hazleton Campus. Welcome back and thanks for watching. Let's close out this holiday edition of Out of Left Field with everyone's favorite local sports game show, Know Your Teammate, featuring members of the MMI Girls Volleyball team. Teammates and twins Kim and Julia Mentler earned District 2 Single A silver medals with the MMI Girls Volleyball team this season, but now they're playing for local sports' biggest prize, the title of champion on the game show Know Your Teammate. I'm Ken Cara, your host, but getting things started is our SSP TV Sports intern Nathan Pliska with the first question.
What was your favorite toy growing up?
All right, I'm going to start over here. So this is for your sister. You have to answer her favorite toy growing up. What was it?
She used to have this leopard stuffed animal that she really loved.
Leopard stuffed animal. For a bonus point, did the stuffed animal have a name?
It did. I'm not quite sure on the name though.
It was. Okay, going over to you. Is that the correct answer, number one? That
Yes.
is correct. What was the name?
I don't remember the name either, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
It's an important part of your life. So how about your sister? So what was her favorite toy when she was growing up?
She liked to play with Barbies.
Barbie? A particular one? Was there anyone that was
Just
her
the
favorite?
basic, the regular Barbie.
Regular Barbie?
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't okay, is that correct?
I did like to play with Barbies.
Both sisters are off to a great start, and they told me they shared their toys growing up, except that leopard, but nobody remembers its name, so whatever. Now another Know Your Teammate first. We have a guest co-host, MMI junior setter, Jackie Snyder. She also started playing volleyball as a freshman with the Mentler sisters, but let's learn more about her background.
Well, I've been a dancer since I was 3, and then I also played soccer since I was about 5, and I play softball as well.
Your dancing background, does that help out when you're on the court?
Yeah, it helps a lot, I feel like, because I'm able to like move more, like I'm pretty flexible. So if I need to move more for a ball or like twist myself, it's like easier. And then I don't pull muscles as easily too when I dive because I guess I'm stretched well.
Do you guys dance? Are you guys any background in that? No.
No.
Not at all. No. Have you seen them dance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
As
they
a
can
dancer,
break it
how
down
would you
when the time comes.
Okay, this is for 1 point. Because I could make up the rules as I go. Who's the better dancer if you had to pick right now, Kim or Julie?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think Kim's the better dancer. I feel like she gets into the music more.
Just like on the volleyball court, Jackie Snyder has taken over, so she holds serve on this edition of Know Your Teammate.
What is your favorite, like, kind of position or favorite hit, favorite thing to do in the volleyball?
She likes to hit line.
Hit line?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That is right. So like when you're set, you can either hit cross or you can hit like straight down the line. I like to hit straight down the line because a lot of times people, other teams leave like the corners open, so it makes it easier to get a kill.
All right, so that sounds, so you're hitting toward the lines, out of bounds lines, I take it. That sounds risky, that sounds scary, like you really need precision, right? Like you gotta know what you're doing.
I mean,
Or no, do you just slam it and you're like, it's going there?
I kind of just hope for the best.
Okay. Usually it turns out okay, it seems, for the MMI team. Your sister, what do you think her signature volleyball move is?
She likes to block, and her and Jackie actually like to double block a lot. They're pretty successful at that.
Okay, the block, and possibly the double block. Let's go with double block. Would that be your favorite kind of?
Yeah, I think so.
And why is that? Why is that?
I just really like, because when the hitter's coming at our side, it's like really hard to dig the ball up a lot of times, so it's good to be able to stop it before it gets too far.
Jackie, can you take me to a moment? Did you guys get a good double block this season?
We were playing Holy Redeemer, and the one girl on their team, I remember her, she was number 13. She's actually really nice. We talked to her in the locker room, but she was a crazy impressive hitter. She could hit anywhere on the court. It was insane, and it was really difficult to dig the ball up, so we decided to start like double blocking. And I remember we went up and blocked, and I turned around thinking that it like hit off my hands or went behind me, and it like hit the ground on the other side, and we actually blocked it, and I was so surprised. I started like jumping up screaming because I didn't know what happened until afterwards, but it was really fun because she was really, really good.
I want to take a little time out from this edition of Know Your Teammate. You know, I've been doing this for a while now, and I've learned two things. One, friendships can definitely help bring championships. And two, it's hard to get someone to sing on television. So now back to Know Your Teammate. Here's the situation. Kimma Mentler found herself down many points to her sister Julie, and I said, you know what, I'll call it a tie game and we can go from here if you could sing just part of Jackie Snyder's favorite pregame pump-up song. I was shocked. Not only do we get part of this song, Kim didn't have to sing alone.
Times like this they call for true romance, but she's not ready for that. She lets me down.
That, to me, as an outsider, really shows the teaminess of the team spirit you guys have. Like, you guys did not have to do that for Kim. Is that kind of the relationship you guys all have, that you got each other's backs no matter what?
Yeah, we definitely are all really close friends, and it's like a family. We call ourselves Ohana because we're all family.
Which is Hawaii?
Right? It's Hawaiian for ceremony.
Am I remembering this from Moana? Or, no, from Lilo and Stitch. Yes, okay. So now that the score is all tied up, let's move on with the game. What's your sister thinking right now?
She's hoping the interview's going good.
Is that what's going through your mind right now?
She is right.
All right, Jackie, would you say the interview is going pretty good, or how would you rate how things have gone so far?
I'd say 10 out of 10. I think it's going pretty good.
That answer put Julie back into the lead, and she never looked back. Julia Mentler is our winner of the first ever Twins edition of Know Your Teammate. This game was a wild back and forth affair where even our co-host Jackie Snyder scored some points. The two Mentler sisters open up a business one day. What business are they running? What is their business? What are they selling? What is the company?
They're running a business called Boxed. There's actually been shirts made for it. It's a business where you get sent like meals, and they're all like pre-cut for you and like healthy options. And it's been in the works already, so I could see it going global.
Okay, so Boxed is kind of a thing.
It is. We were part of FBLA and we like made that company actually, and we have T-shirts and everything.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Why did you guys choose that? Are you guys into food? You're cooking, or is it just a good idea? You thought this is a good idea?
We just thought it was a good idea.
Got the bottom line.
Yeah.
Got it. What's the best meal I should get from Boxed?
I say pasta.
Well, it was another great season for the MMI Girls Volleyball team, and it was a fantastic round of Know Your Teammate for Julia Mentler. She wins a year's supply of food from Boxed. She can work out the details with her sister. I want to thank the Mentler sisters and my co-hosts Jackie Snyder and Nathan Pliska and all of you for watching. We'll see you next time on Know Your Teammate. I thank you all so much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. If you're watching this during the holiday season, happy holidays, everybody. If not, make every day happy and take it easy.